Good morning. Our expectations, our perception of reality actually changes our reality. And I hope you understand this on some level. If you don't, let's go through this a little bit. But even if you do, pay attention because I'm going to give you some help here and some action that you can take to help yourself with this, okay? And I'm going to give an example of my wife because it's such a great example because so much of our culture talks about childbirth as being the most painful thing on the planet. It's so awful. You hear women scream every time you see a movie with this or a show with this. Women are just screaming out in pain. My wife has had 2 children, and both times she trained herself to think of contractions as like riding a wave or riding a powerful surge. And as she perceived things that way, as she expected things, rather than something happening to her, she saw herself kind of riding that wave or not being in full control of everything, but being on top of it, managing it and experiencing it, being curious about it in a certain way. As soon as she did that, she said, "You know what? I didn't feel pain." There was definitely this power. There was definitely strength in it. But she said it wasn't painful. Now, how would that change? How is it that some people have such a high pain threshold and some people such a low pain threshold? Now, it's all not only this, right? Legitimately, we have different nerve systems. We feel pain differently. But how is it that some people can freak right out about something and the other people and panic and the other people are fine with it? The difference is what we're perceiving. The difference is what our expectations are. So what is your perception? What is your expectation of what's happening around you right now? As you are experiencing life, if you see it as awful, it's like the reverse of the placebo effect. I'll explain it really quickly. So the placebo effect is basically if you believe that something is helping you, you actually get better quicker. So even if you take a sugar pill, but you believe the sugar pill is helping you with pain, you don't feel pain. How is that possible? How is it possible that you can take a sugar pill and not feel pain when you were feeling pain before? Or you take a sugar pill and you get cured of a certain condition or a cancer or a fear or whatever it is. Belief is very powerful. The opposite is also true. If you believe something is going to be awful, if you believe that some disease or some sickness around you is going to affect you and you're just bound to catch it, guess what? You are more susceptible to sickness. There are numerous studies on this. What we believe in affects what actually happens, what we experience in life. So it's a very simple action this morning. What I want you to do is ask yourself, what is it that I believe right now that's getting in my way? What is it that I believe that's different than what successful people believe? Start borrowing the beliefs of successful people rather than the beliefs of the people around you that you grew up with that maybe didn't invest in you as heavily as you needed at the time, or people who had certain beliefs or fears that you borrowed yourself. Practice believing things that will be better. And again, really quick example. If you believe that people are evil and out to get you, guess what? You're not going to take action. You're not going to go out and meet lots of new people because they're out to get you. Why would you take that risk? If your expectation is that people are brilliant, they're wonderful, and if you just give them a chance, often they will help you even more than you're helping them. How will you interact differently in the second scenario to the first if you're on a bus? Are you more willing to meet people, meet them in the eyes, smile at them, talk to them, introduce yourself? Absolutely. And guess who does better in business? It's the person who's willing to go out and meet people, not the person who lives in fear for their entire life. So what are the beliefs getting in your way? And then ask yourself one question. What am I willing to do about it today? Not this year, not for the next decade. What am I willing to do about it today?